Hello. If you're listening to this, you know who I am. This is Gary Butterfield, the podcaster, but I'm also Gary Butterfield, the musician, and I'm in a band, and we just put out our third EP. It's called In Today's Dollars. You can find it at Modridge, that's modridge.bandcamp.com. And all proceeds for this EP, it's got 4 songs. It's $5, $1.25 a song, more than iTunes. Old iTunes, but it is all proceeds are going to Doctors Without Borders for Gaza shit to make us feel slightly better about it. So if you're looking for something, you can get a little bonus for doing good. Pick up that EP. You can also pick up our other EPs, and that money goes towards drugs and rock and roll. By which I mean
goes to your studio sessions coming up.
Yeah, it goes roughly to 1/10 of like studio sessions and stuff. So we're going to record a full length soon. But right now we have this EP in today's dollars, modridge.bandcamp.com.
Get it.
My name is Gary Butterfield.
My name is Cole Ross.
And you're listening to Watch Out for Fireballs. It is a Games Club podcast.
And this week we are talking about Super Mario World, which is a platformer developed and published by Nintendo for the SNES in 1991.
Yeah. This is a Gary pick. And this is kind of our second redo.
Mm-hmm. Kinda. To be a redo, we have to have done it in the first place. We did something weird instead.
Yeah, we did something stupid instead. The first year where we did paneled at the convention, we set up this game, and we were trying to get all 96 exits with people coming and playing a level each time. And we just asked people what their favorite level was and compiled it all together. Mm-hmm. You can hear that episode. It's a live episode. It's old. It's really old.
It's not even a live episode. We didn't panel. Oh, it was just those recordings.
Well, live because it's live show recording, I guess, or floor recording.
Yeah.
It's so it's from 2012, so it's a long time ago. Mm-hmm. But it means we never actually talked about Super Mario World,
which is weird.
Early
on, we kind of planted our flag in talking about weirdo entries in a series first. Like the first Mario game we talked about was Super Mario RPG. The first platformer Mario game we talked about was Super Mario Land 2, The 6 Golden Coins, which is a solid game, but it is not a foundational text like this is.
No. So we want to get those out of the way as well. And this is my favorite Mario game.
In a walk.
Yeah. So the certainly 2D, category. Even though and Mario Wonder reminded everybody what good 2D Marios were like.
Yeah.
So it felt like a good time to bring it up.
It did. Yeah.
It's a premium episode, which means everybody's going to get this first part, and then patrons at $5 or more are going to get the back half.
Right. This is an intimidating game to talk about, Gary.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
It is a foundational text.
Yeah. What was your first experience with this? What was your first blush with Super Mario World?
So, abusive stepdad. I had a super shady stepdad. And his family were rough, and I didn't like them. And I know it's hard to separate how much of that was me being a teen, and just not liking anything. But there was a Christmas over there, and we got to the presents part of the evening, and I opened up a present, and it was Turtles in Time
Okay.
For Super Nintendo, thus spoiling that I was getting a Super Nintendo. And those were my first two Super Nintendo games. Went back. And I had not really followed this. I was in the pocket for like reading Nintendo Power and video game magazines, but I was also, did not have very stable home life at the time. So, I didn't have that. So I didn't really know very much about Super Mario World going into it. But as you can imagine, going home with those two games, like Turtles in Time is beautiful, great music, really fun, but it doesn't have sticking power.
Right.
This was the game I had for a while to really sink into and then play over and over. And just, it's like a chicken wing, right? Like you're done when you want to be done. You can just kind of keep picking meat off of it for a very long time.
Yes.
And it was just really a mind-blowing experience. Like it's beautiful. It's I love how it feels. I love the music. I love the aesthetic of it. Very, very influential to young gamer Gary.
I was 4 when the Super Nintendo came out, and when this came out here. And I think possibly my first experience with this was at one of those SNES demo units that they had set up in stores that you can see at that Super Nintendo World exhibit that goes around to conventions and stuff. Like those are out there. You can find it. Love those things. So maybe that was my first time playing it there. But I associate this very much with my dad, who bought me and my brother our Super Nintendo, which came with this, and we also got Star Fox.
And he's an Italian plumber who loves dinosaurs.
We also got Star Fox, so maybe this wasn't right at the launch. I think Star Fox was 90, that might have been 92, I think, something like that. Anyway, but we got that, and then we took it over to my cousin, one of my cousin's houses, and it just like played it in the basement all day, and then slept, and then woke up the next day and kept playing it. It's like a really fun bonding memory with my dad and with that side of the family. And I was maybe a little bit too young to like appreciate what exactly was going on with the the super cool secret stuff that was happening here, but like it kind of felt like one of these games where anything could happen, especially as I was watching other people play it and make those discoveries, right?
Yeah, like telling all my friends about finding the super secret world.
Yes.
Things like that. That's a very fond memory of that. And that, to me, that's the juice that makes this game special. We'll get into it.
Yeah.
All of that stuff, including the partisan debate of Super Mario Brothers 3 versus Super Mario World.
Yeah.
Time to settle it on the game fight.
Because only one game can be good.
Yes. And it's time to decide. So wouldn't you know it, Bowser has kidnapped Princess Peach while Mario, and Luigi were on vacation to Dinosaur Land. This is prior to Jurassic Park coming to theaters.
Yeah.
So maybe they didn't understand. And it's time to rescue her. This is before they even, now they kind of do they try to twist up the plot a little bit. It's kind of refreshing before they did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was funny because I never really spent a lot of time playing the Game Boy Advance version of this, but apparently when reading about it, one of the things they added was like a little bit more scene setting for the story. I never felt like that was missing. Like you start up this game and it's just Mario standing beneath the text box that says, "Oh, he did it again. Go and stop him." Fuck.
It has damn it.
It has nothing to do with why I'm playing this game, right?
Oh yeah, of course not. Like, and Nintendo, it's weird because Mario is the series that Nintendo has shown the most restraint for just like adding extraneous lore and text to it. But even Nintendo, even Mario is not entirely escaped.
No.
This is an era where it was clean. Beautifully clean. I remember playing the Game Boy Advance version at least once because I have a distinct memory of Yoshi swallowing the dolphins. Oh, which you could do in the Japanese version, and then you can do it in the GBA version. They brought it back.
Ethically problematic.
No.
Okay.
Like, no, not really. I'm worried about bigger fish, literally.
Fuck them dolphins.
Specifically a gigantic white one. So this is Mario game. Mario likes to run and jump. And he gets power-ups that increase your abilities and also allow you to tank a hit. As kind of a two-tier health system here.
Yes, there's Mario and then Big Mario and then other varieties here.
And Mounted Mario.
Yeah, we're going to assume
Punished Mario.
We're going to assume that you know Mario with Diamond Dinosaur. Yeah. We're going to assume you know the basics and talk about what is differentiated here. As a follow-up to Super Mario Brothers 3, we do have an overworld map with nodes and paths, with the nodes acting as your main levels, which we're going to call courses here because that's what they call them in the game. And all the magic happens on those courses, as you would understand. But the way that plays with the overworld map is one of the coolest things that this game does, because the stage's icons will tell you what kind of level it is, and does it have multiple exits?
Yes. A regular exit will allow you to go one way, and you can go through most of the game, not all of the game, just doing regular exits and go straight through the game and have a perfectly fine time.
Yes.
Or secret exits are only required a couple times. Secret exits will take you to hidden areas that will either let you bypass things, experience trickier levels, warp around, go off the map. The map expands as a result of your exploration.
Yep.
Which was really, really cool.
It will
As
change.
a kid, it's still cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I get to, here's a lake. Why couldn't Mario go in that lake? Well, you can.
Yeah. And it's a swimming level.
Yeah, there's a swimming level down there. Mario can jump in the lake. You just have to figure out how to get down to the lake.
Yeah.
It's for a desperately unrealistic game. There's like a layer less of abstraction to this than previous Marios, where it feels a little bit less like VR missions just because you exist in the world.
Yeah.
There's a touch of that in Mario 3, with having to smash through barriers and stuff to find secret areas, but it's much more extended here.
It's so much easier to place any given level in a context, because roughly where it is on the map or what's around it will show you what's going to be there, right? Like underwater levels, will there be a little pool of water there that Mario is in up to his up to his shoulders, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've got wading pool.
And this is the big differentiator, and why I love this game so much, because this puts all of this emphasis on exploration and finding secrets. This was somewhat present in 3, like you could squat on certain blocks and get behind the level or whatever.
That's Millen's secret castle bullshit, though.
Yes. Yeah.
Like that is the straddle.
Yeah.
This is doing. That's doing Tower of Draga nonsense. There's no way for you to intuit that. Here you're literally exploring and just finding the edge of the explorable area. Like, oh, I could go under that pipe.
Yeah.
Like the game is very cleverly signaling that you could swim under there. If I notice it, I'm rewarded.
Yeah.
By a thing. It's not, again, Draga bullshit.
Yeah. That's not a block. That's actually a background. I could totally run past that. Yeah.
Yes. And some of them are mean. Like they're the things where you have to go below the checkpoint.
Yep.
And stuff and jump off of a Yoshi. Like some of the stuff is tricky. There's a level of a little bit more like demanding. It's a little bit more demanding in terms of these secrets.
Yeah.
For good and bad. There is some Milan Secret Castle Draga bullshit with one level where it's all depends on like what time you finish it in.
Right.
How many they don't totally shit that, but it's less of that.
Yes. Yeah. And replaying this, it had been a while since I had done a complete replay through, did shine light on me for like why I like 2 so much, because you have some of that present there, right? Like, oh, you can go through a secret area and get to like the back of the Birdo fight, right?
Yeah. That stuff's really fun.
Yeah.
For me. I very much appreciate that. Like Mario's never going to be Celeste.
Right.
It's never going to be about pure platforming. I don't think that I've never engaged with the series that way. These levels are big. This is another big differentiator between 3. One of the things when we went back and played 3 that I was, surprised by going back to it is how quick those levels are.
Yeah.
Some of them are like, 20 seconds, right? These levels are big. They have midway checkpoints, sometimes multiples.
Yeah.
And there's a save system, to save your progress. You're not meant to beat this in one sitting.
No.
Necessarily.
And that was also like a lot of what's present in Super Mario World is demonstrating like cool things about the SNES, such as like, oh, more games are going to have save batteries now. Like even a Mario game is going to have this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, when we talk about Super Mario 3 level design, like each of those is solely focused around like one gimmick. Like each of those is pretty atomic. Any given stage in this is going to have multiple screens, and each of those screens is going to kind of have their own little twist, right?
Yes.
That would have been like maybe one level in Super Mario 3.
Yeah. And there's a little bit less gimmickry, I guess. Like there's nothing quite to me as striking as like Giant World.
Yes.
In Super Mario 3, right? Like where it feels a little bit like it's breaking the rules. What you trade for that though is a greater variety within the level and just having to engage with the level. Not being able to just sprint past everything.
Yes.
Like because you're stopping to explore, because these levels are a bit longer, you have to, like for me, I had to slow down and appreciate them. And what I said like earlier, like other Mario levels kind of feel like VR missions. Like that's what I'm talking about. Like this does not, it's hard to wireframe this for me.
Yeah.
So lots of new enemies in this, some of which have come back, some of which have not, but it's a really great goofy crew. And a lot of these are complex or huge.
Yes.
One of the first levels, you immediately get introduced to the Bonsai Bill, the gigantic bullet bill, which is just a great moment.
Like, I'm never going to be able to jump over this. I have to duck.
Yeah.
I have to take cover in a Mario game.
Yeah, fuck. I'm back in the shit. It's exactly like I'm basically, back in the jungle, and I'm remembering all those memories.
Yeah. The marquee power up here is the Cape Feather, one of the best power ups in video games for my money.
Yep.
This gives
still my favorite Mario power up.
Yeah. I love this because there's an element of mastery to it, right? It is not just tappa to like the raccoon tail to give you some lift off, especially after you get like a run up. In this one, you do have to get a run up to even begin using it. Otherwise, it is just a glide that slows down your descent, which makes platforming much easier. But like when you are in the air, suddenly like the direction that you press determines your heading, and you can fly for a very long time by doing dives and then ballooning back up and then doing dives again to keep your momentum there. It's a little 2D Pilot Wings.
If you time it right, you can just gain altitude as well, which is difficult, but you can do it. It's a weird thing to compare this to for this game being so old, but we just did Spider-Man, right? Taking a game and making the traversal be slightly expressive and skill-based does a lot.
It does
to me. The raccoon Mario, I like how he looks quite a bit, but just being able to just fly for a little bit of time by tappa is kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
To this kind of weird and also strangely intuitive, like what you're doing, that tapping back to get that little pulling back to catch a little bit of wind.
Yeah.
Once you get it, you just get it. It has that essential gamer verb thing of like riding a bike.
Yeah.
Where like now that, I put this down for a few years. I probably beat this game more than I beat any other video game other than like a roguelike, more than like other than like Isaac. And, I haven't done a complete playthrough for years, like yourself, and picked up. I'm just like, I know how to do this. This is a skill that I have to skillfully maintain height and gain height. In this, it's not the hardest thing in the world. I'm not trying to like gamer brag about it, but it's real neat to have this new gamer verb just pressed into my skeleton.
Yeah. Talking about it being intuitive, there's something about the animation on it as well. And just the way that it, is physically modeled, it does feel very material, right?
Yes.
It does, it does feel like something a body could do, even though that's ridiculous, right?
Yeah, super ridiculous. And like, as I found out, broke both my ankles as a teenager trying this. It's very special to me.
Yes.
As a thing. It plays nice with the exploration. You have to use it to get up into areas, and not just, up in the sky. Sometimes you have to do it to get into small spaces. You can use it to bypass things like sequence break.
Yeah.
If you're good with it, you can use it to get into areas before you're supposed to. Another unique power-up is the pea balloon. This is rare. This makes Mario, it's basically the fizzy lifting drink from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
It is an inflation fetish fizzy lifting drink.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's there's no reason to inflate somebody. I was thinking about this, right? Because I was thinking about inflation fetish and how whenever I see somebody inflated, I'm like, oh, fetish. But I think it's because there's not any other reason to do it. I don't think there are actually that many people. I'm not trying to erase anybody who's into inflation fetishing, but I don't think it's actually that common. I feel like I probably met way more foot people than inflation people. But why? What else is inflation good for? Like it doesn't happen in other contexts.
Yeah.
It's the only game in town.
If it feels especially common because of early internet like gawking, like rubbernecking.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, this is different from the pea balloon that got me fired from the Sizzler.
Yeah, exactly. That was broad new experiment in buffet technology. The Sizzler Slip and Slide 2000 got shut down in one day. Yeah, so the pea balloon shows up every once in a while, and that ends up becoming also, we'll talk about those levels. Those end up becoming these like very clever daisy chaining power-ups together usually.
Yes.
So their big innovation, and they fucking love this, is they introduce Yoshi. And this is the best version of Yoshi.
Yes.
This is Yoshi before Yoshi talks very much. And I know that makes me sound like a parody of myself, but like, I think it's weird that Mario plays tennis with his horse. I think that's fucked up. I'm still old school that way. It's not right. Here he is a mount. He's a power-up. He's not his own guy. When you're Yoshi, you can gobble up enemies with your tongue. You can smash more durable enemies in one hit or bounce off them. And if you get hit, you just fly off Yoshi.
Yeah. And
it's
he goes
basically
running.
a reusable health. Yoshi gets spooked because he is a horse.
Yep.
I cannot stress this enough. Yoshi is a horse.
He even has a saddle. Yeah.
He has a saddle. Like, this is Yoshi. Like, I hate Yoshi being like, just like making all these gross noises and like super striking. I don't know. It just doesn't seem right. Cookies.
It's been so long.
Going on safari.
I forget. Where do you come down on Yoshi's Island? Like,
I love Yoshi's Island.
I do as well.
The sound effects are gross.
Yes.
Okay. I love Yoshi's Island.
Yeah.
Great video game.
Yeah.
That Yoshi is not. I much prefer the devolved animal Yoshi,
the companion. Yeah.
Yes. But a companion like a horse.
Yes.
Not a companion like, hey, do you want to go do laser tag? I'm busy. I'm a horse and I've got a horse job.
Companion, expendable. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, very expendable. And they're just being tons of them, not just being a guy.
Yeah.
This version of Yoshi is great to me.
Yoshi can get special abilities temporarily while holding shells in his mouth. If it's just a green shell, it does nothing. You can spit it out if you want to. Or you can hold a blue one in your mouth to get like temporary flying. If you have yellow ones, you'll do like an AoE stomp, and red will let you do a spread shot fireball. Yep. This is in addition to special chromatic Yoshis that get those abilities regardless of what kind of shell.
They patched out the gem Yoshis, the psionic gem Yoshis. They'll bring them back though.
Yeah, Fizbin had to advocate for them.
Yeah. But yeah, having those special Yoshis, that's something the game doesn't really explain. And it doesn't really explain this shell thing either.
Yeah.
There are like little help things in this game, little signs, but there's this really great sense of like, the first time I ate a blue shell and then I noticed the little wings on my Yoshi was really cool.
Yeah.
Like that felt like I found something that shouldn't be.
Well, and there's also like the flashing multicolor shells
the disco shell.
Through. Yeah, the disco shell that lets you do all of them at once.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Love the disco shell.
Yeah.
This is the first game where Mario has a spin jump. So you have two different jumps in this. This will either let you bounce off or kill tougher enemies or destroy special blocks by jumping on them. It also, if you have the cape, it whips around and will hit things.
Yeah. Become a little whirling dervish there.
Yes.
Yeah. This is a kind of gating. A lot of stuff is hidden by blocks underfoot that you need to spin jump. You cannot destroy them if you are Tiny Mario. If you are Mario, regular.
Yeah, and you have to get off of a Yoshi.
Yes.
To do so.
Right.
This is the first Mario where you can bank a power up like this in level.
Yes.
Like you have that whole inventory in Mario 3. In this one, you can have one backup. There. You press select and call down the thing. Or if you take a hit, it will drop down for you to get it. I really like this as well.
Yeah.
You're always Mario levels are not necessarily made to be super hard, and they just give you what you need. Like Mario is the king of on-site procurement. In fact, in certain terms of video game characters, I think he's probably the most famous for it. But not having to deal with that, I really like.
Yeah.
Like I can just go into this with capes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you want to be the fireball? I'd prefer not.
Yeah, it's a way to make this game easy, which I think some people bristle under. When people say, "Oh, this game is too easy," they're talking about kind of a cheesy strategy, which is, well, I can just go back to the top secret area and always have a Yoshi and 2 cape feathers on me at any given time, But there's a little tax for that, right?
Yeah, there's a little tax, and like the difficulty or the friction in this game is not dying from getting hit; it's finding stuff.
Yes,
like Mario games forever have been essentially your unlimited lives, right? Like you don't even try, and you end this game with like 60 lives.
Oh yeah.
You don't do anything. It just happens, right? And that's been true for a long time.
Yes.
In Mario games. It's not necessarily about it being difficult to get past the thing. And we do have the challenge fuck levels that do interesting things.
Yeah.
That come later. But generally it's about the exploration. It's about finding. It's a puzzle, in some ways.
Yeah. At least the version of it that I prefer. Right. And that is the main line that the Super Mario Brothers 3 versus Super Mario World debate comes down on.
I think it's a big part of it is that one is more pure platforming than this is. I love Super Mario Brothers 3.
Yeah, it's great.
I don't feel like it's that much of a pure platformer itself either. I also feel like I play these games fairly similarly.
Yeah.
My secret suspicion is always that Super Mario Brothers 3 prefers are reacting to that game being like 10% faster.
Oh, yeah.
Like your Mario is a little faster.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I think it's a game feel thing on some level. I'm not trying to patronize any of those people.
No,
I just think on some level they're reacting to game feel, or some of them may be reacting to game feel.
Yeah.
As a thing.
It's not nothing. I mean, we've talked about how Mario game feel, there is variation between them, but like that is what differentiates this from so many other platformers that just don't rise up. Yeah.
Yeah. It's what, this is better than MC Kids because of that,
Yeah. Each level ends with this weird gate. I have no idea how to describe this thing because it doesn't resemble anything in real life.
It's a thick goalpost. It's like a pole vault.
Yeah.
Goalpost thing, but it moves and you're supposed to hit the pole, not go over the pole.
Right. I always thought it was like, I need to break the tape. It's like a finish line, right?
Yes. But the tape's going, whoa.
Whoa. It's slippery tape. As opposed to grippy tape. But you've got to aim to hit that bar when it is really high up. The higher it is, the more special star points you're going to get. Or you can just miss it entirely and you'll get coins for enemies that are on the screen when that happens.
Yes.
When you get 100 of these special points, you go into this mini game where you have to hit boxes to kind of match and make like slot machine lines out of power-up blocks. And this will gain you a number of 1-ups. That contributes to this being especially easy and basically being infinite 1-ups is because every 2 or 3 levels you are going to go into one of these and maybe get like 5 at a throw.
Yeah. In Super Mario 3, you gained 5 1-ups every 3 levels as well. Like on top of this has been a Mario thing forever.
Yes.
Then you eventually become the Giga Chad where you try to avoid getting these because you don't want to do the mini game.
Right.
Like I don't need any 1-ups.
It's frustrating.
Like stop doing this. It's real fun to watch speedrunners of this game who are not doing the insane cheats in this because they really try to avoid this. And then if something happens and they get enough stars and they have to do the little mini game, it's a big like audience groan thing. I remember the first year I watched a speedrunner do this at Games Done Quick. A guy came out and started playing the game show jingle on accordion.
Oh no!
As soon as the guy got the 100 stars to kind of torture him. It was really cute.
Oh, that's great. I love it.
It was very wholesome.
Just stunting on him.
Yeah, it was real good. And just what a wholesome stunt. You accidentally unlocked a bonus stage.
So there are regular courses and there's variation between them, like what kind of biome they're in. We'll talk about those as we get there, but there are also like these standout like midway challenge levels, and also the castle that acts as a capper for the individual islands that make up this world, that make up Dinosaur Land. There's only one of
these Koopa kids.
Yeah. Although like the first island is like Yoshi, this is where this kind of dinosaur lives. It takes a turn into everything is food themed after this.
Yes, it did for some reason.
Yes.
It's not the most like world coherent dinosaur land. Chocolate and also Triceratopses. So there are also smaller challenges. These smaller fortresses, these end up with a fight against a mini boss. Boom Boom is the traditional mini boss in this. Instead, this is 4 dinosaurs called Resnors. Through this, I really love this fight.
That's great.
It's real silly. It reminds me a lot of Mario 2 fights. having to hit from below and hitting all 4 of them, while the platform is disappearing.
Yeah.
It's like a Mauser fight or something.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel like a very traditional just jump on a Koopa Kid 3 times.
Yeah.
Like, Mario has never done boss fights super well.
No.
In a general sense. Like the best ones are the gigantic Bowser Kaizo fights.
Mm-hmm.
And, but like it just doesn't happen very often.
Right. So this is neat for 2 reasons. A, the fight changes between the first half and the second half if you don't defeat the Resnors quickly enough.
Yes.
Because eventually you are like jumping and trying to get into position on these rotating platforms. The other thing is, again, we need to talk about what was mind-blowing at the time. Like, this might have been the first game you saw that had rotating sprites.
Yes.
Big rotating sprites.
Very much so.
Yeah.
No.
So those are smaller castles. The big castles are the what cap off the individual ones. These often have strong gimmicks. This is where you're going to see cool stuff like the climbing fences, things like that. And these end in fights against the Koopalings.
Yeah, introduced in this game.
No, the Koopalings were in. Were in 3.
You're right.
Yeah,
you should. You're right. They're back though.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Yeah, you're right. They're back in this game. It's Bowser's shitty kids.
Mm-hmm.
They're all weird, named after very weird pop culture references.
Yeah.
Either musicians or Martin Downey Jr. and no points in between. It's very strange.
Yeah.
This is, however, Ghost House.
God, I love Ghost Houses, Gary.
Yeah. Finally introducing ghost houses.
Mm-hmm.
This is a Mario staple. This is great for aesthetics, because of Boo, but because this is the dedicated puzzle space.
Yes.
And this has been a Mario staple since.
Mm-hmm.
There's always a little bit of a layer of puzzle, but if you want to have a tricky puzzle level, it's a ghost house, baby.
Yeah. Oh, this room seems to be repeating. There must be something I am missing that I need to do to kind of break this cycle. Or no, they're not exactly alike. I need to find what is different.
Yes.
This is where a bunch of bonus exits are going to be as well, because there are multiple ways to get through this. You might stumble across. It is not clear what is the main exit and what is the bonus one. So yeah, I love me a ghost house with all my heart.
Yeah, ghost houses are great, and this is also that kind of cute, spooky side of Mario. Generally, like this is where you get Luigi's Mansion.
Yes,
Stuff has its origins here.
Yeah. Aesthetically and visually, Super Mario World is amazing. I love it. It is colorful. It is expressive. It is really clean and super easy to read.
Clean is what I was going to say. Everything is kind of, I think some people react against that.
Yeah.
Because there's probably, there's the rivalry, the Super Mario World and Mario 3 rivalry. There's probably also a Donkey Kong Country Super Mario World rivalry, and those kids, their parents were cousins. But that's a very non-clean. That's like the least clean looking Super Nintendo game. I much prefer this, like the flat colors. As opposed to everything being like aggressively shaded, huge primary things that were meant to evoke the buttons on the Famicom. Like the 4 Famicom buttons, and do so beautifully.
Yeah. I had a provocative thought while I was playing this, and I don't know that I stand behind it entirely, but my suspicion, my gut feel about this, I don't know if a platformer ever needs to be more detailed than this.
It definitely, it can be and still work. But it definitely doesn't need to be. This has the sense of place comes from the world design and how areas interface. Like I found the way down to the beach. Now I'm underwater. It straddles that line between not being messy, so it doesn't end up looking visually confusing, but not feeling so wireframe as to be VR missions.
Yes.
And that's not a World versus 3 comparison.
No.
In that respect, I feel like, level, Mario 3's, some of the stages, did not have this feeling, and we're not overly busy either.
Yeah.
Like Mario tends not to be overly busy.
Yeah.
But if I compare this with like a Donkey Kong Country or even like a Sonic, I understand Sonic's going for different things.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
There is a added just kind of busyness and complication, complicatedness to it that doesn't fit my aesthetic preferences.
The big difference between 3 and this is that this has background, like it has background and parallax to it. Which I feel is additive in a way that the solid colors of 3 are not.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah.
They're really good.
Yeah.
The music's incredible. in this. Koji Kondo, Goat, wrote the theme for Super Mario World. Most tracks are variations on that theme.
Yeah.
They're really numerous and wide ranging. It can be hard to notice that they are variations, but they are basically the same theme.
Yes.
And something that blew my mind as a kid, when you first notice it, is that the soundtrack is kind of adaptive. If you have Yoshi, bongos show up. Paul Simon showed up with the entire population of Africa to record an appropriative album on the Yoshi. Really cute little thing in Mario Maker 2.
Mm-hmm.
You can pull these music in and you can bring Yoshi into levels he was never meant to go. So you can hear the bongo version of the Ghost House theme and the bongo version of the Fortress theme.
Yeah. It's really
they did that.
fun.
I find that really cute.
Yeah.
Again, God, it's so pure.
The castle theme in this game is one of my favorite pieces of video game music.
It's great. Really, really good.
That's so good.
It's super good. And then just imagine Paul Simon sidling up with some indigenous people, just really put a gap around that.
Gosh, he's gonna make the catchiest best album that you're gonna have to caveat every time you fucking phrase it.
It's a masterpiece. However,
it's a masterpiece. Asterisk. Koji Kondo was very excited to compose for this again because first crack at Super Nintendo, which had a completely different sound system, working outside of square and triangle and noise waves for the first time, and composing music for a system that could play 8 different sounds at once and had sampling to it.
Yeah, there's also just in kind of ephemera you can look up. They in the Nintendo League, the original samples that are not compressed or degraded in any way are found, and someone has redone the soundtrack.
Yeah,
using those original samples. You can find those on YouTube, and that's great.
I like that as a curiosity. The compression on this through the cart
of course.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
I made a note about that later on, so I'm happy that you had it. Yeah,
yeah. It's just, but it's a great little curiosity.
Yeah. So talking about the development of Super Mario World is tricky because this has been documented everywhere. Also, this game has been dissected to hell and back.
Yes.
Every little technical vagary of this is kind of known and documented somewhere. If you want to get super detailed about this, I would recommend the excellent Twitter account, Supper Mario Broth. Which is nothing but tweets of Mario, trivia in the most literal sense. Right.
That person's doing the Lord's work. It's one of those, gifts to the world Twitter accounts.
Yeah.
So development on this game began in 1986, 1987. It took 3 years to finish. Directed by Takashi Tezuka and produced by Shigeru Miyamoto. And this, game had a staff of 10 developers.
Yeah.
It's absolutely, remade what Mario would be and what platformers would be.
Yep.
10 folk.
10 people. You could fit them in this room.
Fewer people, you could fit them in the polyphonic spree. It's...
This is 1/5 of the broken social scene.
Yes. It's half of that polycule that New York Times keeps interviewing.
This was being developed in the lead up to the Super Nintendo, and the game was being developed alongside it. And Nintendo wanted their first Mario game on this to be a kind of show off, a way to demonstrate these new features. But the team also needed to work with development tools that were not finished. And one of the reasons we got a Super Mario World that feels so different from Mario 3 is that to learn these tools, the team started by porting Super Mario 3 to the system and found that just doing a visual update did not make it feel different at all. So they said, we need to make this feel bigger and better.
Yeah. Play differently.
Yeah.
Yoshi was obviously a big part of that. There's a lot of information about that. Miyamoto wanted to include a rideable dinosaur as early as the first Mario, but they couldn't do it.
No.
I don't know. It's very funny to me, the idea that of course he rides a dinosaur. He's in mushrooms and he's a plumber. Just as just a third axis of weirdness for Mario. The bricks were people. Of course they're fucking people.
What else kills turtles? Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Get your head in the fucking game.
Yeah, dinosaurs and plumbers. Mushrooms.
Yoshi is based off of sketches that Miyamoto originally made while designing a lizard enemy for the incredibly forgettable map chase game Devil World.
Yes.
Yeah.
A weird curiosity there.
Yeah.
And early Yoshi, you can find him. He's ugly. He's gross.
Yeah.
He's got a long lizard face. Like he looks nasty. He looks like the Super Mario 92 movie Yoshi.
I have a huge fondness for early Yoshi, Gary.
Yuri Yoshi is really hard for me to look at. He looks too much like he looks like a background character in like The Wizard of Id. Or something like that, like the court dragon from The Wizard of Id.
It's just got like a real like turtle face too. Like,
I guess it's a living. He's constantly doing that shit.
He does have like some of the same dimensions as like a Mario 2 kind of thing. Like there's a little bit more Birdo in early Yoshi too.
Birdo's very round though. Like Birdo's thick.
Birdo's
early Yoshi's got that long snoot. Like early Yoshi's got that weird like flappy Jim Henson mouth.
I'm looking at him. It's a long neck. He has actually a very short snout on him. Yeah.
Okay, let me pull up an early Yoshi. Okay. I was thinking of not the sprite version, the concept
the
art
sketch.
Yoshi.
Okay. Yeah.
So this, that Yoshi looks a little goofy, even though he looks very, very out of it. Like this Yoshi is just on a bunch of poppers. I don't like poppers Yoshi.
This Yoshi's dilated.
Dilated Yoshi is too much for me actually. So I'm back where I was. There's a Yoshi that has like a long mouth that's really gross. That I've seen before. Anywho. Instead, we got the Yoshi we got.
Right.
Love the one you're with.
Yeah. Yoshi was almost a horse because Miyamoto loves Westerns. There were sketches of Mario riding a horse around at around this time. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Yoshi was almost named Kibi or Lizard Buddy in Japan. I like Lizard Buddy quite a bit.
Lizard Buddy's cute.
Yeah.
Other weird little bit of thing in development, when you use the tongue in this, it makes a very unique sound effect, and Mario puts his hand out. Originally in the animations, this was him hitting Yoshi like you would a horse to make the horse do a thing.
Right.
But then they changed it. So the sound effect used to have like a pop. And they're like, no, we don't want that. Since Mario doesn't have fingers anyway, let's just call this a point.
Yeah.
And then just have it make not that noise.
Yes.
So canonically, Mario is pointing. Eat that.
Yes.
Eat that. But it does look a lot like he's smacking him on the ears, being like, you fucking stick out your mouth and put your tongue out, or I'm going to hit you more. You beast of burden.
Stick out your mouth.
Stick your mouth out onto that Goomba, or I will beat you within a fucking inch of your life, you horrible pack animal. That was the original version. And then it switched.
It decided Mario would not be that cruel.
Yeah. PETA Mario.
I didn't know where to put this, but we almost didn't get the cape. They put the raccoon tail in this first, but decided to elaborate on the cape, which is good.
I love the cape.
Miyamoto is not entirely satisfied with this game, which is an opinion you could only have when you are on the inside of it, I think.
Yes.
But Miyamoto felt like it was rushed, especially toward the end.
Yeah, I know. I mean, Choco Island's a little shorter.
Yeah.
Than usual, and it doesn't have like the end stage is not as long, but I consider like all of the stuff with the special world and Star World to be like end matter, and then it doesn't feel rushed at all to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This has been dissected and like absolutely dug around, completely torn apart. So we know a lot about cutting room floor shit. Ordinarily there are levels that would have no Yoshi flags, or you couldn't have certain colors of Yoshi in there, which is troubling. Signs everywhere. There's signs. They got rid of those.
Right. There are also doors that only small Mario could pass through. This is one of the first things that was unleashed or uncovered, and was put back into like ROM hacks, which we'll talk about a little bit later.
Yeah. This gigantic dissection was aided a lot in 2020's Nintendo Giga Leak. That, you might not know what that is. A bunch of stuff leaked.
Yes.
Including source code for this game. People have reassembled this into what might have been a prototype version of it. Like a theoretical prototype.
Yeah.
Of it.
Neat little curiosity along with that, soundtrack as it was meant to be heard using the clean samples, right?
Yeah.
I made air quotes around meant to be heard, and people didn't hear it because that doesn't make sense.
They're air quotes.
Yes.
Yeah. Meant to be heard. You have to do it with your voice. Meant to be heard.
Ooh, look at me.
You gotta do like an audio air quotes. But again, fun curiosity.
Yeah.
This has been re-released a bunch of times, including on the Game Boy Advance. It's Super Mario Advance 2 there, which is a fun curiosity. If you're a Super Mario World super fan, it's worth playing. Getting that extra set dressing and stuff is interesting, even if it's not better.
I can't stand it because they include Mario voice samples in it.
It's really hard.
It's pretty rough.
Part of me likes it just as it gives me ammunition, like it's just like, man, stop making these things talk. Like, see what happens. You get this shit. You get Toad like grunting.
Yeah. You get
every 2 seconds.
You get Minish Cap where like you've got the Link stuff,
it's awful.
Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
You shut them up.
Yeah.
They're just little guys. They just run around. They don't need to talk.
Super Mario World is not
basically. I want Yoshi to be a horse, but on some level, I want Mario to be a horse as well.
I want everything.
It's
to
a
be
real
a horse.
sorry to borrow you kind of situation. Like the Equisapien Nintendo Revolution is what I want. Samus should have a gigantic horse cock and also just be a beast of burden.
Yep.
Everyone should watch Sorry to Bother You.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't want them to have inner lives. Really.
No, I don't want them to express themselves at all.
No.
Yeah, they're video game characters. They're meant to go around, be little guys going around.
He's a little guy.
Yeah. ROM hacks are huge for this. There have been ROM hacks before, but this is, along with Pokemon, I think a game whose legacy is broadly defined by ROM hacks as well. Like the Kaizo Mario World is where we get the description for Kaizo. That word meaning like trollishly difficult games, especially custom games, right?
Yeah. And Nintendo knows about this. First of all, because Mario Maker, which was primarily used for that reason, but also there are a bunch of Kaizo tricks that happen in the special worlds of this. I was surprised by how many advanced kind of little things I'd seen in Kaizo videos that are required for those later levels.
Yes.
It's not as harsh, obviously. This is much easier than that, but they were taking things from Nintendo designers.
Yes.
And we saw this also as early as Lost Levels, actual Super Mario 2, where, the designers like, we can find a bunch of ways to make this very fiendish.
Yeah.
They had explored that. They were smart enough and they explored that possibility space. It wasn't something fans just decided to, came up with out of the ether.
It's a really funny feedback loop as well, because like the developers, they know and understand their mechanics, right? And they know roughly how hard it can get, just because they know, momentum works this way, getting into this particular space works this way. And they could make it really hard, but it needs to be a game that has a big ramp up or whatever. And, then that knowledge of the way those systems work go to the fans and developers, who then take that and then go way further than the developers ever would be willing to. Even
when the developers do go further with it, like the tradition with more recent Mario games has been to have the main game be easy and then have challenge levels at the end that the developers came up with, and those are hard. Like those aren't fucking around, but they're not Kaizo things. Like
no.
Gamers will always find a way to push it.
Yes.
To the limit. It's our credo. It's on our flag.
Do not fuck with us.
Do not fuck with us. We're not horses. We're gamers. So Nintendo followed this up with Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. This is 1995. We talked about this way back in 2013, episode 38. Great game in its own right. Beautiful music, really fun mechanics in that as well.
Yeah. And then Nintendo would leave 2D Mario games behind for far too long. Mario 64 came out, and that was a huge hit as well. Then Mario Sunshine, and we didn't get 2D Mario officially from Nintendo in a main entry until 2006, when New Super Mario Brothers came out on the DS and spawned its own kind of underwhelming miniseries of New Super Mario Brothers games. Yeah.
New Super Mario Brothers games are interesting to me.
Yeah.
Someday I want to do one. Just because I think they're fascinating. I think that like the fandom, there's been an overcorrection against them.
Yes.
Like they're, because you're comparing them to the best games of all time.
Yeah.
And it's hard not to. Like at the time they were fun for a video game. Like New Super Mario Brothers, I want to just do some Mario shit. I hadn't done it in a long time. Like I had a great time.
It really scratched the itch. Like
super scratched the itch.
Yeah.
And then they do start experimenting with them. Like I'm like the world's biggest defender of New Super Mario Brothers 2.
Yes.
The coin one. That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Like that is a game that is playing with your lizard brain reaction to the coin noise from Mario, which they spent years genetically engineering into us. And just being like, how do we, when you nut, I'm going to keep going.
Yeah.
And that I'm calling my shot right now. It's Babe Ruth pointing his bat at your dick and being like, once you nut, I am going to keep going. Like, I'm the Bambino and I'm not fucking around. Like it's a really interesting game.
Yeah.
Here, but they're not nearly as good as this, and they're not as good as Mario Wonder.
Yeah.
They're just interesting and good enough.
I'm a defender of New Super Mario Brothers U as well. Like just in terms of sheer stage variety. As it goes. Yeah.
And like ultimately they, on the record of this, like they started splitting the difference with the 3D and 2D ones. And that's the sweet spot for me in terms of modern Mario. Yeah. Like I like 3D Land and 3D World more than I liked Odyssey.
Yeah.
More than I like Sunshine. That's the other thing, the other big tentpole Mario defining game, like we have to do Mario 64 at some point.
Yes.
Which I'm looking forward to because it's a game I don't like as much as everyone else likes, but I do think is interesting. But, Mario has been doing fine for a while. Like it's, Wonder was a huge return to form. I don't disagree with that. Wonder's great. We'll do it someday. Yeah. But this is, it never got too bad other than when there just weren't any.
Right.
For that decade.
Yeah. Mario will generally serve you well.
Yeah, he's a good bud. And that's going to be it for our preview section. If you're hearing this, thank you very much for listening. We appreciate you. If you'd like to hear the whole thing, go to patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv. $5 a month gets you the rest of this episode and all of the other premium episodes.
There's lots of them. Yeah.
And more. All the time, once a month.
Yeah. And whole bonus shows like Unfilmable or Real Itch Hours, our podcast about Baldur's Gate 3. Or coming up, Bonfire Side Chat's coming back because we have Shadow of the Erd Tree. $5 is where it's at, unless you want to do $10 and get Adaptation Decay, our show about video game movies and TV shows and stuff. Or Quackstack, the show we do with our producer Gwen.
Yeah. Both of which are come out once a month. Which isn't tons of time, but we understand, that's, you don't want the faucet to turn off.
Yeah.
You want to support us. We want to throw those in there for you.
Yes.
If you're hearing this, if you are not demographically identical to us and you have a project or a product you'd like us to shout out, send me an email at Gary@Duckfeed.tv. I'd be happy to do so. I have a couple of those there, but I still need to research them. That's something I end up doing just to make sure nobody gets us, here, and also I don't want to endorse something bad, so that's on me. I've been sick, so I haven't done that yet. So, but still come in. So it might be, like a month before you hear it, but send it in.
Yes. If you have thoughts about Super Mario World, it is too late to write in. However, it is not too late to write in about Maze games, which are Driver San Francisco, Plague Inc., Realms of the Haunting, and a premium episode for that month is Tunic. Go to duckfeed.tv/contact and use the button there. Try to write in if you have thoughts about multiple games, separate them into multiple responses, and keep them brief and specific.
Yeah, we'd appreciate that. And join us in thanking our producer, Gwen. Thank you, Gwen, who edited this episode.
Thank you, Gwen.
And we'll see you next week with The Dispatch.
Bye.